For today's cup of coffee, we have something that is to be taken, all of ours needs to be taken with a grain of salt.
The coffee?
Absolutely, because it keeps down the bitterness. Put you a pinch of salt in there, especially if you're reheating it. It'll take the bitterness away.
Okay.
Learned that from oldest kid.
Okay.
Who has done restaurant work and different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
The backdrop today, that's not an actual zodiac chart. This is AI produced. This is what Wombo gave me.
Wombo wing.
And there on the sides.
The study of Wombo.
Absolutely. That's not an actual accurate representation of a cannabis leaf either. But we just decided to have some fun because God knows everybody needs to have some fun right now. And it's a source that it's even that itself is questionable. This comes from Vice. Yeah.
Of all the places, why Vice?
Because
don't get me wrong, I do watch Vices.
This had a cool article. So just take the whole thing with a grain of salt.
Listen,
this is for entertainment purposes only.
Sometimes I do partake in their YouTube videos once in a while.
I'm sure there's
some
good people there, just like there's good people everywhere working it everywhere.
Yeah.
Because people are people. You've got people, every human being has parts that are admirable and some that are not. That's what it is to be human. We're here, this boot camp. We going through boot camp.
Yep.
But this is talking about a little R&R. Now this is to neither condone or condemn.
What is R&R?
Rest and recreation.
Okay.
Military term. I can't believe you've lived with me all these years and didn't know that term.
I'm sure I've heard it before.
It's all right.
Can't remember shit.
It's been a day. And so this is interesting. And it's like the individual who wrote this, when I looked at the last name, I'm like, oh God, because I'm going to butcher it. Not intentionally. Because there are some things that people that have mountain speak just shouldn't. But I'm still going to try it because I believe in citing and crediting my sources. So this individual's name is Leila Ettachfini. Ettachfini.
Yeah.
I did the best I could with what I could, But this was actually, I can't remember what brought the subject to mind the other day. And there are so many people that are able to benefit from cannabis. Whereas for years when I was growing up, that was oh no, you can't, because they still had that reefer madness bullshit still going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are some that can benefit from this herb. This is one of the few herbs that I do not do well with.
Yeah.
And so, which is strange. It's very, very strange. And I don't know if it has to do with, I don't do well with sedatives. And I actually did talk to my therapist about this because she's been with me for many, many years, and we talk about a variety of things.
Uh-huh.
And I told her, I said, valerian root has a similar effect on me. It's like when I need it to be calmed down, it does nothing, but the next day I feel like I am swimming through mud.
That ain't good.
No. And I've had other people, it's like, well, you could benefit from the CBD and you could benefit from this and you need the right strand. And I don't know shit about it. All I know is since the first time I tried it back in college in the 80s, I have never done well with it.
Yeah.
But there are other people that do wonderfully well with it. And Joe Schmo over on YouTube has a business with CBD.
He does.
And he is brilliant. And he can tell you the chemical everything about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Very knowledgeable. So, you can always holler at him. He's got a company or something like that. I really don't know.
Yeah.
But you can holler at Joe Schmo and he can tell you stuff.
Don't go to a Zaratis or anything like that.
No,
please.
no. There are a lot of people that have
Zaratis,
CBD
Zaza.
businesses, and that's a good thing. And it's like here in Virginia, because I have seen husband that he did benefit from it as far as the PTSD and different things like that. And so what you have to do, you get a card to go to a dispensary or something like it. Basically, it's bullshit. It's all bureaucratic bullshit. It was paying $150 for him to speak to somebody online that says, yes, you could benefit from this plant.
Isn't that some shit?
And then the price of the plant was insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it just is nuts. But now in Virginia, they do have
money.
now where people who they can grow 4 plants. Is it 4 or 5?
I think
it's 4.
It's 4.
That's stupid. To sit there and go, you can only grow this many plants for personal use. Anyhow, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I don't want to be where to provide entertainment.
Yeah.
But in this article, and I got to wondering about this because Moon and Gemini, is there something to do with people's astrological makeup and the relationship to cannabis?
Yeah. And that is an interesting thing to try to figure out. It's like, what zodiac signs actually do really well with this and which ones don't?
Yeah. And so I found this article, just, searching through and missing the wild west of the internet, because back in the day I could have found so much more.
I don't miss the Wild West too. I mean, I do to an extent, but I would prefer not to go onto a site that I very much like and then see someone be beheaded.
Well, no, that's not, that was like rotten.com back in the day.
And this ain't even a site that's supposed to be like rotten.com. Rotten.com ain't even a thing no more. Neither is Best Score.
They have surpassed anything that rotten.com could have ever shown, because that's just how our world has changed. Anyhow, this article...
They tried to clean up the internet.
Yes, just like they did Grimm's Fairy Tales, because let's leave more people unprepared for the real world.
It's brutal.
It is. But anyhow, going back to this article, Vice has, or at least had, let me look and see when this was. This was 2017, so who knows whether this individual is still there or not. But at the time of this writing, they had a staff astrologer, which I thought was pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
And the name was Annabelle Gatt. And then they also had the astrologer from High Times, which I thought was...
High Times.
I found that highly amusing.
Yeah.
And that was something else I can't pronounce. Ailey Kalin, I think. It's Aelie. Is it Ailey? Allie?
I don't
know.
I'd have to actually see it.
Anyhow, so
that's not...
those are the people that have come up with this. And they're saying that as far as fire signs, and according to GAT, fire signs, and that's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, have the most varied relationship to getting high. It says Aries is a really fast-moving, really kind of action-oriented sign, so getting stoned is kind of antithetical to what an Aries is all about. And still, they hate being bored. So when it comes to getting high, Kaylin says that Aries will prefer psychedelics to more mellow and less challenging highs like the ones you'd get from cannabis.
Well,
I don't know. I've never done psychedelics at all, and they scare the shit out of me, because once you buy a ticket to that ride, you can't get off.
No, and it ain't promised you'll come back either.
Right. So I have very healthy respect to not do that stuff. Leave me with my dandelion root. I'm good with that. So this is what they're saying. And then they're saying for Leos that our weed experiences are all about choosing the right strain.
Mm-hmm.
And Kaylin said, quote, for the most part, people think that Leos are going to be really social people, but in fact, they're not really. That's what she said. And that being said, that they should focus on finding strains that relax them and make them feel more social or chatty. And she said that basically, if it causes any social anxiety, they're not going to dig it. Well, I don't know that anybody wants to use any kind of substance that causes social anxiety.
Yeah, no, if you're tweaking out in the middle of a Walmart egg aisle, there's an issue.
Bad. That would be bad.
Yeah.
And
Sagittarius, like, oh shit, the eggs are talking.
I am the Eggman. Poo-poo ka-choo. Sagittarius, known as the explorers of the zodiac, according to Gad, also want to explore their own minds and go to different places within themselves. And Kaylin agrees and adds that Sages must be careful with weed due to their introspective inclinations, and she urges them to pick active strains, or strands rather, in order to avoid philosophizing themselves into Alice in Wonderland, basically.
Complete madness.
Yeah. I think it's called being up your own ass. That was dinner conversation about some people being in the bubble and sniffing their own farts. It's always an interesting conversation with us. I have not been known for my tact ever. Ever.
Join the Smooth Brain Gang. Join the Smooth Brain Gang.
Anyhow, earth signs, and says that earth signs, which include Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, according to Gat, are probably the biggest stoners.
Who? Repeat that. I coughed. Hold
Taurus,
up. Actually, pause.
Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. There you go, earth signs. And it says that it should come as no surprise that earth signs have a high affinity for cannabis, considering that they are the most connected to nature. Taurus season literally starts on 4/20. There you go, Taurus folks. You're destined. It's your destiny. And according to Kaylin, Tauruses may enjoy getting high, but only if it's the right kind of high, because they hate losing control of their thoughts. Tauruses are far more into strains that will result in body highs. And she says, quote, if it feels luscious and yummy, they'll get into it, end quote. Now that sounds like somebody that would write for high times. It really does.
Mm-hmm. I guess you can cue that Gwen Stefani song, huh?
Which one?
Yummy.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. And Gat says Virgo is the medicine maker, the hermit out in the woods tending to their garden. And because of this, Virgos are more likely to enjoy weed for its medicinal and healing purposes. And when they use it recreationally, they're looking for something to help them disconnect from their obsessive thinking, according to Kaylin. And remember, the healers of the zodiac need to take care of themselves too. Mm-hmm. And unlike Taurus and Virgo, Capricorn's relationship to weed isn't so sensual or medicinal. According to Gat, quote, it's more about wanting to take a break from working their ass off all day, end quote. Kaylin explains that the high Capricorns are after is the opposite of a Taurus's. And Capricorns like to be in control of their bodies, so they'll often opt for sativas over indicas. And Kaylin says also they have to be careful because pot can make them very vulnerable. Vulnerable to what?
Right. Maybe emotionally vulnerable.
Could be suggestibility also.
Yeah.
Then we have air signs. According to Gat, she explains, quote, air is the element of logic and communication and the mind. So for air signs like Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, getting high is really about being able to have a different perspective and being able to see things in a different way. Geminis, being pretty scattered, are also better off when they pay attention to what kind of strain they're smoking. And Kaylin says they'd be better off picking strains that help them focus on specific tasks. I didn't even know those things existed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'll just feel quite lost in the wind, she says. It is not a feeling that some of us would ever enjoy.
Well,
according to Kaylin, Libras have a strong need to feel balanced. They freak out when things are too erratic, and oftentimes we can intensify that for them.
okay.
I'm a Libra rising, so
Yeah.
maybe I
Maybe.
can see that. It says, however, if they smoke in a calm and controlled environment, they're much happier with their experience. And she says, quote, it's better for them to smoke alone or in nature with someone they feel is also relaxed, end quote. If you're out in nature, you are relaxed. Why do you need something else?
Some people are not relaxed in nature.
Well, well, I guess it's true. For people that come from an
It
urban
freaks their ass out.
I guess that for people that are from urban environments, that it could be, it'd be like being put on a different planet, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely would be. These people freak out when they see a raccoon.
Yeah.
When they see a possum.
Yeah.
I'll welcome the possums.
We have both on the porch from time to time.
If there's a bear, you back up into the house.
Well, if it's a bear, usually...
Unless you're a specific type of person, and then you'll just stand there and watch it.
That's why you don't put different things out near your house, like trash cans or anything like that.
Yeah.
I know that somebody had, I don't know what they were thinking, they probably weren't thinking, had stored apples on their back porch. And, of course, you had bears, because bears like apples.
Yeah. And deer.
Yeah.
A lot of deer.
Oh, my God, deer. So many deer. Oh, so
Like, they're
many
not
deer.
scary. You just got to watch them. Make sure they don't, hop in front of your car or something.
Well, not only that, deer are not as passive sometimes as people think they are. Especially not during rutting season. Those bucks do not,
No.
do not get near that unless you know what you're doing. And it says that beyond the earth signs, Caitlin believes that Aquarians make up a large portions of the world's stoners. And
Aquarians?
she says that for them, relaxation is always the goal. They're the type to wake up looking forward to smoking the second they get home from work. And she recommends the pit bull strain for them, which is mostly indica. She says, quote, they just want to be on the couch, end quote. There's some people, it's every now and then you got to get up off the couch.
Yeah.
Off the couch, yeah. And then we got water signs, and for water signs, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, motivations to smoke weed stem from their emotions. Gat says, quote, getting stoned is kind of like a way for them to either tap into their feelings, if that's what their goal is, or to tap out of their feelings because they can become really overwhelmed with them, end quote. Mm-hmm. And that is true. That is true. And Caitlin says that Cancer's strong emotions can make them too intense. Quote, they can use pot as a nice buffer zone from the world just to create a little soft pillow between them and their reality, end quote.
I like that analogy.
That was pretty cool. She's the one that's for high times. And then according to Caitlin,
She knows her shit. She knows how to
she
describe
does. She's very, very good with words here. And she says, quote, Scorpios need to hold their tongue a lot when they smoke pot, end quote. And their tendency to get verbose can, more often than not, result in being a little mean.
What does verbose mean?
Over the top.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, yeah, that's because Scorpios, it depends on the Scorpio, depends on the placement, depends on the individual and everything like that. But Scorpios, I try to give a wide berth. And I'm surrounded by them.
No. Well,
Yes.
no.
I have had some really
You got
not good experiences with Scorpios.
One son of yours is a Cancer with a double Scorpio.
Yeah.
So he's not full blown Scorpio.
They might as well be.
There's BB.
And then his wife is Scorpio.
But what's her rising?
I don't know. I'd have to go back. I didn't pull up everybody's charts because you always pull shit out of your ass.
Nana,
she's
a Leo.
Not ready for.
You're a Leo. I'm a Pisces. I don't. I got what? One thing in Scorpio in my backlog?
No, it's not immediate family. I've had many
and then
interactions with many people over the years.
And then one family friend. One friend.
Like I said, I've had many interactions over the years with Scorpios that have left me really gun shy.
If you want to drop your zodiac in the comment, please do.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. And like I said, my grandmother was a Scorpio. And I loved her dearly.
Because they can be very loving.
They can. But
if
like
you
I
piss
said,
them off.
Yeah, that's the thing with them. And it's just one of those, can they hold a grudge? Yeah. Can they be petty as shit? Yeah. And so that's one of those, I just sort of, now that I've pissed off all the Scorpios out there.
Well, I'm sure there would be some that'd be like, we agree.
Yeah.
We agree.
Yeah. So I try to give them, I'm always sort of leery. I'm always leery with them because I never know when I am going to unintentionally do something and then they'll go off. It's like,
right.
That's not fun for me. But anyhow, it says that whether the uplifting cerebral effects of sativas are a good thing for Scorpios or not is questionable. But Caitlin says they're generally having a good time while high, even if they're annoying other people.
Oh, they
because
like
Scorpios,
to annoy people too.
Yeah. And it says when it comes to Pisces and pot, Kaylin warns that they should proceed with caution. She says that Pisces like to be in control, but, quote, they don't understand it really well. They slip between going crazy and doing irrational things and then being really clamped down, end quote. Adding weed to the mix doesn't always help. She says, quote, it can be a soul sucker, end quote.
So and what does Pisces, that mean? That we're too intense for weed?
That Pisces really don't do that. It can screw them up. It says Pisces can, of course, enjoy weed. They just need to make sure they're in the right headspace before toking up.
Oh, damn.
But just a little, like I said, this was just for shits and giggles. Yeah. That's all this was. This was just, fuckery. And those of you all who, like I said, we do not judge one way or the other.
No.
I have, in the past, had people share experiences that they had with different psychedelic substances because it fascinates me.
Mm-hmm.
Their experiences, which just very, very real. I'm not going to say, I think that it is a matter of going into different dimensions and different realms. So it does fascinate me. Would I do it myself? No. But there's people that's what they want to explore. Like I said, I neither condemn nor condone any of this stuff. If you're an adult, make adult decisions.
Right. I don't mind it. I don't mind if other people do it.
Yeah, I mean, I have in the past been around people who were using cannabis and that they were having odd behavior and me being not on anything mess with them? Yes. Yes.
Nah, that's not the time to mess with them.
You
make them freak out.
Mess with them.
Make them freak out, tweak out.
Oh, it's like those lovely green walls. And it's like the walls are beige. In his mind that they were green, and it's just like, let him believe they're green. Okay. And I was good with that. So, but if you do have questions about some of these things, you can holler at Joe Schmo there on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a remarkably busy human being, so it may, if he doesn't respond to you immediately, just,
Yeah, it's all right.
Final thoughts, kid, on this shits and giggles. type of.
If you're a water sign, just be wary.
Yeah. Do I believe that the astrology has to do with anything and everything that you can consume? Yes, I do.
Yes.
And that was like in Ayurveda, you've got the different doshas, which is a fascinating study.
What's a dosha?
A dosha is sort of like a body type and different makeup of a individual, and that they have which foods you should consume, which ones you should avoid according to your dosha.
Okay.
Yeah, we might do a video about that at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
All kinds of cool stuff. It's all vibration and frequency.
It is.
Just whatever you're going to do, don't hurt yourself, don't hurt other people, be responsible.
Yep.
That's it. See, that's the thing about drinking coffee. You don't have to worry about it. I can drive down the road drinking a cup of coffee.
It's a drug. It's an addictive drug, just like anything else.
Well, like I said, it is. It's, it is the magic beans.
Don't got to go that deep into it.
It's the magic beans.
It is the magic beans.
They are.
Jack and the Beanstalk.
That was what it was. It was
one.
coffee beans. Not many people know that. They really don't. But that's what the magic beans were. If you've had experiences with paranormal, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, if you would like to share your experiences with substances or not, that's fine. If you want to put it in the comments, that's fine. If you want to share that through an email, it's cupofcoffeewithscream.
Scream.
Yeah, spell that one. It's like that lady's last name.
Yeah.
gmail.com.
What?
God help.
Okay.
It's in the description box, and I'll put the link to the article.
Leave a comment, like, share. If you like this video enough, click that notification button. It doesn't do much, but it supposedly sends daily notifications of our daily uploads. It likes the affection. Okay, click the button. Click the bell.
The algorithm hates us, and it's probably a Scorpio. It's hated us since we started.
Probably. It is probably. I don't know what it is. No, it's a Gemini. It doesn't know which way. It's like, I love you, but I hate you. I love you. Fuck you.
No, trust me. The algorithm, it's Scorpio. It's a Scorpio.
Check her out on BitChute and Rumble. Orlando's Cup of Coffee with Scream. And also check her out on X, previously known as Twitter, Orlando COCWS. It's like a radio station call sign. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Check out some of the people that I subscribe to. I subscribe to some really cool people.
Mm-hmm.
So, know that you are loved.
Yes.
Treat other people the way that you would like to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cut.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.